My story isn't one you'll find in the history books. Not really. It's not about grand battles or royal decrees, though I've seen my share of both. No, my story is quieter. It's about the silent journey I took through the world, held in 1,000 different hands. And that right there, that's the heart of it all. To really get my story, you have to work backwards. You have to see me as I am now, an artifact, and trace my life all the way back to my fiery birth. It's been quite a transformation, let me tell you. For most of my existence, my only real job was to be passed on. I was just a tool, a means to an end. My value was stamped right there on my face, and my life was just a constant, restless exchange from one hand to the next. My life didn't exactly start gently. I was literally born of fire and violence. Just imagine it. One moment, you're liquid, molten silver. The next, bam, a deafening blow, and suddenly you have an identity. The face of a king is smashed onto you, and you're just one of thousands, gleaming, new, and ready for the world. And from that violent beginning, I was just tossed into the current. I never stopped moving. My entire world, my whole perception of things, was the brief touch of one hand before being passed to another. I was the silent middleman in countless deals. Some of those hands were symbols of incredible power and wealth. I remember the feel of a treasurer's clean, soft glove, counting me among stacks of others. We were destined to pay for things I couldn't even imagine. Entire armies, treaties, maybe even a piece of a kingdom. And then, just like that, my whole world would change. I'd find myself pressed into the rough, calloused palm of a farmer, my silver shine a stark contrast to the dirt under his nails. To him, I wasn't some abstract concept of wealth. I was a bushel of grain. I was survival through another long winter. And sometimes I'd end up in the small, hopeful hand of a child, sent off to buy bread for his family. In that moment, I wasn't just silver. I was the warmth of a fresh loaf, the smell of the bakery, the taste of a family meal. I saw it all, the desperation and the simple joy. But one day, that life, that constant motion, that existence as a simple tool, it came to a sudden, unexpected end. My entire purpose was about to be redefined, not by a king, not by a merchant, but by a secret. This was the moment. This is when everything pivoted. I mean, think about it. What happens when something that's just a tool for commerce suddenly gets filled with something you can't touch, something you can't measure? My value wasn't about what I could buy anymore, but about what I was asked to carry, a hope. I was held tight in a warm palm, right over the dark water of a wishing well, and a quiet dream was whispered over my face. That was it. My very last job wasn't to buy something tangible, but to carry a wish down into the dark. And what a moment it was. After a lifetime spent in dark pockets and heavy purses, I was tossed into the open air. For a split second, I caught the sun, a little silver star flying in the daylight, before plunging into the cold, silent water. My life as an instrument was officially over. The shock of the water was one thing, but it was followed by an even bigger shock: stillness. Absolute, unending stillness. For something that had only ever known motion, this was a new and deeply, deeply strange existence. My fall into the darkness was fast, but my rest was so long. Down there in the quiet, I could sort of feel the seasons pass as faint shifts of light far, far above me. Years just bled into one another, and the earth slowly took me back, covering me in a blanket of mud and decay. The world had completely forgotten me, until one day, the sharp scrape of steel broke centuries of silence. When I was finally pulled back into the light, I was different. The proud king stamped on my face was now just a faint ghost of who he'd been. My sharp new edges were worn smooth by 1,000 pockets and my long sleep in the earth. I wasn't just a coin anymore, I was a relic. So, this is my third and final life. I was no longer an instrument for trade or a vessel for a wish. I was something else entirely, a witness. My value was no longer in what I could do, but in everything I had seen. It's funny, my entire purpose was flipped on its head. I went from being an instrument that was meant to be passed on to an artifact that's meant to be seen. My value wasn't monetary anymore, it was historical. So my world now is one of quiet respect. I lie on soft velvet, under a warm, constant light, protected by a wall of glass. I'm not money anymore. I've become a key, a small silver key that helps unlock the stories of the past. In my own quiet way, I'm a survivor. You see, all those hands, all that movement, that one whispered wish, the long, long silence, that whole story is what gives me my value now. The journey itself finally became the treasure. So the next time you see an old object, maybe in a museum or even just something in your own home, take a second look. What kind of journey has it been on? Whose hands has it passed through? What silent stories is it just waiting to tell?